Until the day before our meeting, Cracovia fans weren't even going to the derby. They clashed with police a couple of weeks earlier, and the Polish FA banned them from the match. But they just found out that the ban was overturned. It was decided that both sets of fans had to attend the 100-year anniversary of the Krakow derby. These guys don't trust strangers, and getting access to their world isn't easy, let me tell you.
Let me just explain something to you viewers at home of how this works. Is the fact that researchers come out here first, they make contact with these people. It's on their terms, obviously, because, you know, we're talking to dangerous people, we're talking to people that are very serious about what they do. They don't know us from Adam. We could be Old Bill. Now, they've told me that they want to meet us at this petrol garage, this unknown petrol garage, which has a real snuff film feel to it. And they want to take me to a tunnel. A tunnel. That's where they want to do the, that's where they want to tell me about their firm and, you know, their passion in a tunnel. So I've smoked 800 cigarettes. Jatang as well, sorry, product placement, but Jatang is a good salmon. And I've got to say I'm a bit apprehensive, so let's just wait. It's the waiting game, it's the waiting game. It's on their terms, I don't want to upset them. Might have a bit of joy here, I think they're here. I'll keep me nut down, because I don't know how they're going to react to me, so let's see what happens. I might look like a prick before just turning me out. I knew I should have had a fucking Benson. So we're now following them to an undisclosed tunnel. Good job I've got 20 security guards for me, I so ain't, I so haven't. It's about composure, it's about trust, and it's about respect. Here we go, let's have it.
The anti-Viswa firm were often targeted by the police, so they like to operate under a cloak of secrecy. But Titsa was waiting for me in the shadows with other members of his firm.
Is that West Ham? West Ham out there. I just want to say, first of all, you know, why in a tunnel? Why in a subway? I've got to say, a bit intimidating.
Słuchaj, jest to nasze super miejsce takie. Swego czasu wszelkim gronem zjeżdżaliśmy się tu na takie różne wieczorne imprezy. Takie odludzie, byliśmy tu sami, no police.
Perfect place to have a party, really, if you think that's what he's saying to me, is that there's no Old Bill, which is a mad thing for me. That's why they've brought me down here. No Old Bill, nobody around for a long way.
Z Polski jesteśmy firmy. Naprawdę dużo też z Krakowi wyszło.
Titsa told me that Cracovia's firm blazed the trail in the 90s that the others followed. They learned fast from English firms and adopted English style and terrace fashion, wearing Doc Martens and Levi's 501s. They stood out from the crowd.
Byliśmy pierwszą ekipą, która przyszła na stadion, wszyscy na ciemno ubrani, byliśmy w czarnych kominiarkach. Weszliśmy na czarno ubrani i w pewnym momencie na jedno słowo wszyscy ubrali kominiarki i wpadliśmy na sektor, wielki popłoch, no i było tam po prostu, wszyscy byli zaskoczeni.
Titsa said it was impossible to have fights in Krakow without weapons. They always feared their enemies would be tooled up.
Nikt z kibiców na pewno z grupy nie wychodzi z chęcią zabójstwa. Na pewno nikt nie wychodzi z chęcią zabójstwa. W Krakowie się od dłuższego czasu utarło, że kibice używają noży i robią to. Praktycznie w Krakowie masz wojnę 24 na dobę.
What was it that made Titsa fight?
Już widzisz tego przeciwnika, a to nagle klapki, wszystko jakby wiesz, wyłącza się wszystko.
For him, being in the middle of a tear-up was like wearing headphones. You blocked out everything else and totally focused on the enemy in front of you.
Jest to super uczucie.
In communist times, Poland's most successful clubs were linked to government-backed professions. There was the army team of Legia Warsaw, while Wisła was the police side. This didn't make them too popular with Cracovia fans, whose club stood in the shadow of the successful Wisła.
No i stąd chyba taka największa nienawiść między kibicami Krakowi i Wisły. U nas potocznie nazywa się tak policjanta, nie? Że my jesteśmy dog hunters, łowcy psów. Kibice Wisły przez nas nazywani psy, no, jak policjanci.
Nienawidzimy Wisły jak policji.
No, nienawidzimy ich jak policji.
With these firms despising each other, surely something would go off at the derby.
Będzie bardzo gorąca atmosfera, na pewno. Mnóstwo policji, mnóstwo. Przypuszczam, że będzie jeden z lepszych meczów, jakie zobaczysz na żywo. Jeden z lepszych meczów. Przypuszczam, że będziesz to pamiętał bardzo długo.
Just want to make sure I'm out of earshot. Listen, it's always an odd thing, you know, with a translation. I think internationally it doesn't really matter. I can understand, I can see the passion, I can see what they're talking about. You know, it's the whole. Just come back here, just a second. Don't know what to make of that, really. Being a West Ham fan, but I'm quite relieved it's over and that they treated me with respect. They're quite busy people. They've got a lot of organising to do tomorrow, obviously. I don't know what for. But it's opened my eyes up a little bit, I must say. You know, I still think that the firms in Poland are a little bit more serious, you know. I need to go and get my nut down.
I'd obviously hit it off with Titsa, because next day he gave me a call and said we were meeting up again. So I had to be ready for the mean streets of Krakow. Could this be a condemned man's last meal? He agreed to show us the real world of the Krakow firms. Around the derby, the streets were at their most dangerous. Ambushes were commonplace. What Krakowia's firm called dog hunting. During their hits on rival gangs, they would steal scarves as trophies, a mark of disrespect to their victims. Stealing flags and scarves was a huge deal in Krakow. For the firms, it was like escaping with your enemy's colours on the battlefield, and the scarves would be burnt at matches. He drove through Krakow's tough neighbourhoods. As the 90s began, the reputation of Krakowia's firm grew. Wisła's firm were the enemy.
Na przykład tutaj na wprost nas jest osiedle wiślackie i wjeżdżali na przykład jedni drugim. O, wczoraj na przykład 2 szaliki trafili tu w sklepie, nie? Się wypuścili debile. No i tutaj bardzo często dochodziło do bijatyk tu na tych przystankach, wiesz.
Thinking back to our first meeting, a tunnel seemed an appropriate place for a favourite ambush point.
Zaraz jest tam taki tunel i tam kibice często Krakowia stała. No, stała banda, wiesz, stało tam 30-40 osób na przykład i wiesz, jeden na górze sobie stał na przystanku. Podjeżdżał autobus, patrzył się, są szaliki, tylko gwizdnął i wiesz, wszyscy wypadali, wiesz, ze sprzętem z ręki. A policja jeździła, to nie widziała nas, nie?
Titsa got a phone call. Suddenly he had stuff to attend to, and I weren't going to ask what.
No.
That was the cue for me to do the slips. But I'd now met Cracovia's firm. It was the night before the derby. It was time to meet their bitter rivals, Wisła's firm, the Sharks. Let's hope they don't find out I've spent the day with their sworn enemy. After the break, the Sharks get their teeth into me.
Jesus Christ. Now, this is naughty. This is fucking naughty.
And I enter the Armageddon, otherwise known as the Krakow Derby. Fire, brimstone and whipped out seats.
I'm earning me pound note this week, don't you worry about that. I'm fucking earning me pound note this week. Get on that.